Once upon a time, in a kingdom hidden between endless green forests and glowing mountains, there lived a royal family who ruled with kindness and peace. The kingdom was known as Sarafa, a land where rivers shined like silver under the moonlight and flowers bloomed even in the coldest seasons. But there was something strange about this kingdom, something no one fully understood. On a silent night, when the sky turned deep purple and stars fell like golden dust, a royal baby girl was born inside the grand palace. The moment she took her first breath, a cold wind passed through the halls. The candles flickered, and outside in the garden, snakes began to appear. Not attacking, not hissing, just watching. The king and queen were shocked. The queen held her baby tightly and whispered, "What does this mean?" An old palace priest stepped forward and said in a trembling voice, "This child is not ordinary. She is connected to ancient serpent magic." The king ordered silence. No one must ever speak of this again. And so, the princess was named Amara, and her truth was hidden from the world. As years passed, Princess Amara grew into a beautiful young girl. Her eyes carried a strange glow, soft green like emerald fire. Wherever she walked, snakes never harmed her. Instead, they followed her from a distance, as if protecting her deity first. She was afraid. "Why do they follow me?" she once asked her mother. The queen forced a smile and said, "They are just forest creatures, nothing more." But deep inside, she knew the truth was far greater. One day, while playing in the royal garden, Amara touched a dying flower. In that moment, something unbelievable happened. The flower slowly turned into a small glowing serpent made of light. She stepped back in fear. "I didn't do that. I didn't mean to." But the serpent bowed its head to her and vanished into dust. That night, the queen finally broke down in tears. She is a chosen one. The snake princess prophecy is real. Far away, deep beneath the earth, an ancient power stirred. A sacred object known as the Naag Mani began to glow, and it was calling her. Years later, strange darkness began to spread across Sarafa. Crops started dying, rivers lost their shine, and animals began disappearing into the forest. The people became fearful, and slowly, whispers began. "It is a cursed princess. She brings darkness. She is a snake princess." The king tried to protect her, but fear is a powerful poison. Even in the palace, trust began to break. One stormy night, Amara overheard the truth. She must be hidden forever. A royal advisor said, "She is dangerous." Tears filled her eyes. "Am I really a curse?" she whispered. That same night, she ran away from the palace. Rain poured heavily as she entered the forbidden enchanted forest. Thunder roared above her head, and for the first time, she was alone. The forest was alive. Eyes watched her from the darkness. Trees moved slightly as if breathing, and snakes slid silently across the wet ground, not attacking, but guiding her deeper. "Where am I going?" she asked softly. A voice answered her, but not from a human, from the ground itself. "Home." She followed the voice until she reached a massive hidden cave glowing with green light. Inside, walls were covered with ancient snake carvings, and in the center, the Naag Mani floated in the air, beautiful, bright, alive. But she was not alone. A giant serpent spirit appeared. its body made of light and shadow. You have finally come, Snake Princess, it said. Amara stepped back. I am not your princess, the serpent replied. You are the balance between fear and nature, between destruction and protection. Suddenly, memories flooded her mind, ancient visions, forgotten truths, hidden bloodlines. She fell to her knees. What is happening to me? The serpent answered gently, you are awakening. Meanwhile, back in the kingdom, darkness grew stronger. A shadow spirit, born from human jealousy and fear, began consuming everything. It fed on negativity and hatred, growing larger each day. The kingdom was collapsing, and the only hope was Amara. But Amara was still lost in confusion. Inside the cave, she trained under the guidance of the serpent spirits. Slowly, she learned to understand them. She could hear their thoughts. She could feel their emotions. She was not controlling snakes. She was connected to them. But darkness does not. Wait! The shadow spirit found her. The cave trembled as black energy entered. You belong to me, the shadow whispered. Amara stood frozen. Fear returned, and in that moment, her power began to collapse. The Naag Mani began to crack. The serpent spirit shouted, do not fear. Fear is what it feeds on. She closed her eyes and remembered her childhood. The snakes that never hurt her. The flower she transformed. The truth she always ignored. I am not a curse, she whispered. I am not fear. I am balance. A bright green light exploded from her body. The snake princess awakened. Her form changed slightly. Glowing markings appeared on her skin. Her eyes turned brighter, and serpents of light surrounded her like a crown. The shadow roared, but this time, she did not run. Back in the kingdom, the three Jinn Shahzadis, her royal sisters, felt the energy shift. She is alive, one said, and she needs us, said another. They left the palace and entered the enchanted forest together. For the first time, the sisters stood united inside the cave. The final battle began. Light against darkness, love against fear. The snake princess and her sisters joined powers. The Naag Mani floated between them. Reacting to their unity, the shadow screamed as it tried to escape. But together, the princesses created a circle of glowing magic, and slowly, the darkness began to fade. With one final burst of light, the shadow was gone. Silence returned. The forest healed. The rivers began to shine again, and the Naag Mani settled into peace. The snake princess fell to her knees. Exhausted, her sisters held her. You were never a curse, one said softly. You were always our strengths, said another, and for the first time, she smiled without fear. Peace returned to Sarafa, but this time, the kingdom did not fear the snake princess. They honored her because she was not darkness. She was protection. She was balance. She was a guardian of life itself. And from that day forward, the snake princess became a legend, a protector of the forest, a keeper of the Naag Mani, and a symbol that even fear can become light. The end.